Hello, hi, good morning, and good evening. So, this is Sohana once again with today's topic called the art of communication. So, we have been dealing with the thoughts and belief patterns, belief systems, and biology of a belief. These all comes under the manifestation. So today, one of the most important topic that we always uh, be with. So the way we convey ourselves to to us ourselves and also to other people. So that's something called art of communication. So let us know the pros and cons, and especially the loss in it, and every keys that what all we have to grab from it. So that is all it is going to be for today. But as it is Monday, so let us start with our meditation. And this is especially about the Kartik Masa energy circle. So it is for specially Kartik Masa meditation because it is very auspicious and vibrant. And we had a very good introduction story about the season in the first class, and today is day 6. So let's get into our meditation, and then let's discuss the topic called the art of communication. So basically, communication is the only thing that actually makes us uh, you know understand, and that is the first step in action or anything. So without communication, just imagine not just communicating with other people but also to ourselves, right? So the way we communicate with ourselves is will be in the form of thoughts. So with the other people, initially it will be out of thought, but it will be in it will convey with the speech. So from thoughts it will get into the speech, then from speech it becomes a communication. So communication, let's just have a brief description about what is communication. It's specially energy. Communicating is also energy. So the way we communicate with ourselves also depends on the energy levels that we actually have it in that present state. And at the same time, when you are communicating with other people, it even depends upon the energy levels of you and the other person. So even communication is also a energy. So it is a very good topic that we all have to be aware of. So now first, before getting into this communication, so yesterday we thought we had something called today that there would be a guest called old lady on spiritual parenting, but we actually made rescheduled it to the next Sunday. But before that, we have some activities that given by her to do, maybe in this later weekend, that we can do before the session. So now let us continue with everyday schedule. So let us get into our meditation, and then today it is little bit going to be little bit different because it is all about communication. So to understand the laws and keys in communication, we actually have to cleanse our some of our patterns and make ourselves exactly ready and on pace to grab the keys and laws. So let us all try to experiment. So every day we are experimenting, and today also it is one of the experimentation that we are getting into. So just again, let me explain you the posture that we actually follow. Uh, it's very simple. Just sit wherever you feel comfortable, and especially the posture that I always prefer is Sukhasana. So before getting into this posture, okay, I actually wanted to share one of the technique that I've been following in the meditation, because we are seeing that many thought pollution issues going on with everyone. So that's quite common. Without thoughts we don't exist, but that is all we are trying to be in, right? So even nothingness, will also try to always pull into some or the other thought. Nothingness is also sometimes it is not stable, right? That is all we are facing. We actually get into the nothing state, and but within seconds again we just, you know, move the state. It's just the state has been disturbed by our thoughts. So let me just tell you my one of my technique that I actually follow for this. So it's just that no matter what, how many thoughts they come or how many thoughts I get, it's irrespective, just I don't care. I literally don't care about any thoughts or anything, because in, you know, we have 24 hours and like every second is important, right? Every second we do some or the other thing. So for me, when I am taking time sitting in my meditation, it's something that very big thing that I am doing. So I just sit, close my eyes, and just watch my breath. Watching my breath, not with my two eyes. It's just with the mind's eye. So it is going to be in the form of feeling. So I feel the breath. So once I start feeling the breath, I can see my metabolism being very clear to me. So every cell in my body, I start feeling their movement, that how they are, the way we are breathing, the way we are existing, even the cells breathe, even the cells exist. So in that process there will be the little minute movement, and that can only happen in the awareness. So all the time we are in meditation, you do not have to care about any thoughts, and no matter how many thoughts you get, once you just hold on to one of the thought, or if you judge them, that even if you judge in this way that oh my god, why am I getting these many thoughts, so that is also holding on to a thought. So there you will be like held with that kind of pattern or that kind of chain of thoughts. Then you get into emotional state irrespective of nothingness. So instead being in nothingness, we just get carried away with some or the other thing which is not necessary. So yes, eventually it's all about it. That is never told that, you know, we have to just sit and do it for years, then only we get into that awareness. But it's like just all about the efforts we put in. The efforts we put in really matters. So if you are seriously determined, and if you just take a determination that yes, I am going to connect to myself. Without connecting to myself, how would I just get along with the very next second? Every second we need our connection, just like the infant baby needs their mother. So it's just like that. I always have to connect with myself, or else I cannot. I'll be misled, right? I'll be completely misled. So much carried away will be happening there easily with some or the other things, because whatever the patterns we have, or whatever the establishment that we have made in our mind or with our mind, it's something not on pace. It's not something that we are. So something that we are is not still established properly. We are just trying to establish it, but some or the other ways, like with some or the other things, it's being disturbed. So today's topic is very, very interesting. It's all about the awareness. Again, I really felt when I was just going through that, what all I'm just going through, it's all about awareness. End of that. Like just observe, like whichever topic you take, though emotions or though seven bodies or though chakras, like for everything in the spiritual journey that you have to observe, when you have to observe, it all ends up with, at the end, it is going to be mindfulness and awareness. So my technique is this. And one more technique that I actually wanted to share is about channeling. So if you are trying to connect to any of the masters or any of the angels, that you wish to just meditate with them, because I always had an instinct that I was Lord Shiva's bhakt. Like, you know, I was a very good devotee of Lord Shiva. So when I started meditating, I always had a wish to meditate with him. So it's always that what happens when you just invite them, in like we usually invite, right? We invite Lord Shiva to our meditation, or some of the other people that we invite to our meditation. But what happens is, when we invite them, just imagine something, that if you invite your friend to your home, what will happen? What will you do? We just wait for them, right, to come. So when they come, it's just that we see them, so we wait to see them. So that is how we witness their presence and justice to our invitation. So just like that, what happens is, when we invite any higher bodies that we actually want to meditate or to channel, what happens is, it's always that we are habitual to see with our two eyes, we wait with two eyes, right? So it's just that we still think that, oh, they are not here, we cannot see their presence, so we just you know we just do that snowball. We will be get along with that snowball, one or the other thing. We just wait for them, or we completely wait for them or to see them. So instead of meditating, or instead of being in awareness, or instead of cleansing ourselves with the new energy, we forget about all this. We just, will be waiting completely to see them. So that shouldn't be the case. They will, the moment you have invited, they will be here. It's just matter of thought. They don't need even a sentence that, oh, Lord Shiva, that you have to come here, and I'm inviting you from bottom of my heart so that I can meditate with you. They don't need all these lines. If you just think of Lord Shiva, that's it. A thought is enough. He's gonna be here, but we cannot witness their presence because we are completely piled up with our thoughts. So what I actually started doing is, I just ask their permission, because every higher energy body, where will they be, what will they be doing in some other dimensions, one or the other dimensions they're going to be. And what do? They just meditate. They will be in the meditative state itself. So what I started doing, either the Saptarishis or Babaji's circle or whatever, I just asked their permission that, can I join in your circle, to witness those energies, to feel those energies. Once you join the circle, it's always that they are going to be with you. So it's just that never invite, or like for me it's like that. So if you even feel the same, or if you actually if you get along with such kind of process, then I think this could help you, because it really helped me. I just asked their permission instead inviting and waiting for it. It's just that we miss our awareness. We get carried away only with our thoughts there, because that is how we are habitual. It's not even our fault, because in daily life that is how we see. So our mind is made up like that. So it's just that to make the process easy, or to witness it in the very earliest stage, or to get confidence on it, that yes, I am able to do this. So what happens for much longer time, when we just don't do this, when that doesn't happen, we lose our patience, and we'll be in a state that, oh, am I doing something which is not working at all. But that isn't the case. It's just that ask their permission, that if you are if you would like to meditate with Sai Baba, or Babaji, or Gautam Buddha, or even with our Guru Patriji. That is how it actually happens. I don't invite, and I don't even ask permission. It's just that I just close my eyes and say that, sir, I have this question. Then automatically it's just that some or the other way, I'll be witnessed with an answer. So it's just that, just call them. A name is enough, but it has to be from true. It has to be your true desire. So for that true desire, we again need lot of dareness and lot of courage, and especially the emptied mind, the nothing mind will like, nothing mind lies completely where there is no judgment. So there you can see your nothing mind. When you continuously keep on judging, it's just that you cannot see that. Or though you keep inviting, no one is going to come, because you didn't do that completely or fully. So it's just that I would like to share something, only these two things: that do not care about thoughts. We are not sitting in meditation to see our thoughts, or to think about our thoughts, or think with our thoughts, or get into it much deeper. Not for that. So do not care about it. Just don't take your attention there. Have all your attention on your breath. That's it. Unless and until you go to your nothing state. And when you go to your nothing state, do not immediately rush back to the messy mind. Wait there, look there, stay there for some time, enjoy that silence, the beautiful silence in the nothing state. It is with full of beautiful silence. But for us, silence looks so weird and spooky, right? It's always like that for us. We are not habitual to the silence. Always we need some or the other thing. Though we don't have people around us, but still our mind cannot be silent. So that is how we actually be, right? But it's just that only two things: do not care about thoughts, and second thing, if you actually want to invite, or if you actually want to meditate with any of the higher energy bodies, any energy body, even Adi Shankaracharya, Gautam Buddha, our Guru, or Babaji, or Saptarishis, or any angels. There are many angels. So if you just want to meditate with them, or if you just want to channel with them, it's just that ask their permission that can I join in your circle. That is all. It is enough. So the way now we have asked them that can I join in your circle is something called the art of communication. So how will this come? So let us see this in much deeper after our meditation. So just let us all get into the meditation posture. Just sit wherever you want, feel comfortable, and mostly I prefer Sukhasan. So Sukhasan would be very very good and comfortable. Like it is going to give us much comfortable posture for much longer time to resist in the nothing state. And that is how I actually witness even my metabolism. So just sit wherever you want in Sukhasan, and close your eyes, cross your legs, clasp your fingers. So just after that, close your eyes very softly and watch your natural and tender, gentle breath. So just do not forcibly breathe or take long deep breaths. If you just want to do that, do it before the meditation for 2 or 3 long deep breaths, and then just close your eyes. So now let us all get into the meditation, and just it is going to be guided. So for at least 10 to 15 minutes. So I just it is going to be guided only because let us all, like, we all can be on the same pace. And as it is a group meditation, so it should be much more effective in this way. So let us all do that. So kindly I request everyone to close your eyes and be in the posture, and do not open your eyes, and do not just get up, get and go out of the meditation. Just stay there and take 15 minutes for yourself. So we are all up for it now. So please close your eyes. Close your eyes and watch your breath. To be that, relax your body and relax your mind. Make yourself absolutely comfortable to this process. Feel your soft, natural, and tender breath. Do not worry about anything. It is quite common that we all keep getting thoughts. That's absolutely fine. You're all right. Be aware of them, but do not kindly judge anything. Wherever you are, just come back to yourself. Do not judge over anything, not even on you and your thoughts. Let them all be as they are. Be in the awareness till wherever you can, to whichever extent you can. Awareness is the greatest opportunity to be in the present state, in this present moment. Let us all be there. Let every cell in your body witness as you inhale and exhale. Awareness pulls us into this present moment. Present moment takes us to the detached state, completely detached to your emotions, to your thoughts, and previous old belief patterns that have been holding you. Last 5 minutes, just be with your breath. With every new breath, we ourselves absolutely we wish to choose our lives. Come what may, just be with your breath. Your breath is the tool that can completely takes you to the awareness. Use it with lot of gratitude and the genuine efforts you put in there. No one can witness your breath except you. All you need is yourself. For that, you absolutely have to witness your breath. There is no other way. Only witnessing is the only path we have got. Last 2 minutes. Be with all your awareness for last 2 minutes. Look into yourself, that how beautiful and powerful is your awareness. Whenever you are ready, you can gently place your hands on your eyes, at least for 5 seconds, to open your eyes. So, we had a little meditation, but yeah, because today we have a good topic to get in, and the most important topic that without communication, I don't think most of the works wouldn't happen at all. And without communication, I absolutely feel that there won't be a start to understanding also. So everything, almost 90%, we understand only through communication, right? Whenever there are misunderstandings, it's just lack of communications, right? So now let us see what actually art of communication says. So here, what is communication? Like, what actually lies in communication? Why we, have to now look into it, and why we have to actually know about this communication? It's just that communication is something, as we discussed before the meditation, that it is just energy, sharing your energies. So it's just that uh, whenever you talk to one, or the other person, so it's just that you are transferring your energy, not the transferring of your, like, it's not that you're transferring all your energy, but it's just that in the form of the words, everything is energy, right? Your thought is your energy, and the way the sounds are the energy, and something you see is an energy, and something you perceive is also an energy. And here the communication, the words we exchange is also energy. So this point, when I got to know, was when I got introduced to a angel called Tobias. So Tobias and Ramta, I think most of us know about Ramta. So it's just that they never come in front of the screen, or they never come in front of our eyes to witness their presence, that they are there. It's always that they just speak, they just utter words. So it's just that they use only communication to reach us or to have the connectivity. So without communication, there is no connectivity, right? Still, if we don't have communication with, our peer group, or whomsoever it is that we are all connected, or we share the environment with, so it's just that we are lacking in the connectivity. So even communication is something that a kind of energy connectivity. So what happens in communication, and what are all the laws and keys that we actually have to look into it? So it's just that first thing, the first law, this is the first law. So what this actually says is, we communicate using two kinds of speech. So the two kinds of speeches are uh, nourishing and toxic. See, I think in the class called New Energy, we were discussing about something, that we in this process, in this spiritual process, we always are tending to, that is our goal, that is our spiritual spiritual goal, that we have to move into our infinite dimension, so called oneness. So how do we understand oneness? Or to get into something, we definitely need to know what it is, and how to get into it. So to get into it or to know it, so it's just that we take the help of our present nature, so called duality. So even to analyze the duality, we actually have to be in oneness. So that is where we be in our meditation. So here, nourishing and toxic are two kinds of communication that we actually be with in our daily life. So it's so common that sometimes we actually talk when we understand things, and sometimes it's quite common that when we are messy in our thoughts, or when we are messy with our thoughts, so what happens, we just do toxic communication. So nourishing communication is all the time, that is something that we all the time we need it. So nourishing communication, this author this author, how he describes is that we always need a healthy relationship, healthy communication. To have healthy relationship, we need healthy communication, right? So most of the issues in the relationships, or social relationships, or personal relationships, or whatever it is always just because of lack of healthy communication. So we always need healthy communication. So how does he compare the healthy communication? Just like the way how we need food to ourselves. See, we every day need food, right? So when we are taking food, some weekends we take heavy food, and sometimes not healthy food. But most of the times we always balance it, to balance it with the healthy food, so that we can uh, you know just maintain the metabolism, and maintain everything in your body, to maintain good relationship with the process happening in our body, the functioning of each and every part is also called metabolism, right? So for that metabolism to happen, we need relationship with each and every part. So to make that relationship stronger or effective or powerful, to just be it, we have to take healthy food. Just the way here, we always need healthy communication to maintain healthy relationships. It's just that if you do not want to maintain a healthy relationship, it's just that we end up being end up being all messy. Like it's just like that, right? See, there are many people around us, we share our environment with many people, many number of people. So what happens there, when you don't maintain healthy relationship, it's just that you are always with the one or the other emotion. Just try maintaining healthy relationship with everyone. It's always that you will never have an emotional state at all. You will always be with the bliss, the stabilized state. So it's just that this author completely mentions about being optimistic. So he never discusses much about the toxic relationships, because he says it's something we don't need it. We only need nourishing communication. So for that we need only a healthy communication, so that we maintain healthy relationships. So maintain healthy relationships, what all we have to do is our next loss. So if you want to communicate well with others, you have to communicate with yourself first. How beautiful is this line? So this is something, before reading this, or before listening to this person's all the wisdom knowledge or wisdom sharing, I have witnessed this law, or this key, I have myself personally witnessed it. That unless and until I talk to myself, or I communicate with myself, I cannot communicate with other people. It's same with everyone. If you are with if you just cling on to multiple thoughts that you get triggered in the present state or in the present moment, what happens, it's just that you cannot communicate with the clarity. When do we have lot of clarity? Only when you understand it. So we never understand it, because what happens here, when we actually communicate so clearly with ourselves, what happens, it's just that we will clear all the judgments to ourselves. We end up in a phrase that I am judging myself. When I judge myself, I am eventually judging other people. So that is reflecting outwards. So it's only that if you want to communicate well with others, you have to communicate with yourself first. So how do we communicate with ourselves? It's just that uh, in the form of thoughts we communicate with ourselves, right? So when we actually have to communicate with the clear thoughts or cleansed thoughts, or to clear this thought pollution, so what we have to do, when it's just that we shouldn't have any judgment. So only in the meditative state we actually be in this state. So in the meditation only we be in this state. It's just that no judgment, we detach with all our emotions, we detach with all the uh, emotions that we have, and we even detach with the thoughts, judging thoughts. So it's only that we have something equalized, everything is clear, so there is nothing popping up to mislead you. So it's just that he says, talk to yourself first, clarify with yourself. Just the way we are messed up with many thoughts, even the other people are messed up with many thoughts. So all the people are in the same phase, like everyone are in the same phase, right? No one seems like Gautam Buddha, or no one seems like Adi Shankaracharya. Everyone are in this human kingdom. So it's just that once you actually start understanding it, so there won't be any misunderstandings, everything will be healthy communication. Why do we actually need healthy communication? Because in your social life, or career professional wise, or in your personal relationships, everywhere without communication nothing works. Here he clearly says that communicating with yourself is the only communicating with yourself first is the only thing, the most important thing, so that you can communicate with other people. Sorry, communicate with other people so easily, right? So it's just that we always sorry, we always need lot of clarity to do that. So the next thing is listen to the suffering of others to help them feel better, right? Oh my god. So listen to the suffering of others to help them feel better. It's always that if the other person is not communicating well with you, or they are just blaming you, or they are just telling you that something which you don't want to hear, so in that scenarios you do not have to just get along with them in the same state of mind. You always should maintain a you always should maintain a kind communication. So kind communication is always something that when you understand the suffering of other people, so when you can understand suffering of the other people, it's always that when you understand your suffering, most of the time we never understand our suffering, that what we go through. That is why many situations keep coming repeatedly, the same situations. Unless and until we learn that the suffering is going to come. So that is the first law of Gautam Buddha told, right? So here he clearly says that it's always important for us, no matter what, even they tell you that you are an idiot, still you have to make them feel better. That's okay, I'm an idiot. So you do not have to worry about it, because there are many examples of Gautam Buddha that many people insulted him, right? Many people many people were actually not letting him go through his path. Many people were judging him, blaming him. Never he said, he uttered a single word. Never he tried to teach a lesson to anyone. because it's always that we do not have to teach anyone anything. Out of their suffering, people do. Even we do out of our suffering. Sorry. So it's just that suffering is something always a greatest opportunity to actually learn. So whenever we get through suffering, those are the starting stages that we get into anxiety, we get into nervous state, we get into messed up mind states. But actually here, the true fact is, when you be in the complete awareness only, you can understand that suffering is the only opportunity that leads us to learning, that leads us to understanding the things so clearly, the laws and facts of the universe, of the God kingdom, the God which is in us. So, here what he says is, to help others, to help them feel better is the most important statement. It's always that. Take an example of Gautam Buddha. When he was actually, one time, he was just traveling on road. He was just walking along to one of his destination, that where he wanted to go teach meditation there. So when he was walking on road, there was a person who came to him and he started saying that, you were about to be a king, but you denied to be that. So it's just that, do you think this path is very sensible, or do you still feel that this is something that can justify your thirst in you? In this way, he starts just insulting him, and many other words he utters, something out of his suffering, because every person is detached with themselves. When we are detached with ourselves, we are never Gautam Buddhas. When we connect to ourselves, everyone, when you just sit in your meditation, when you are truly putting your efforts to be in the present moment, present situation, we are all Gautam Buddhas. So eventually, when we are sitting in meditation, we are Gautam Buddhas, but the moment we open our eyes, we are just getting carried away with the outer world, right? So that is how we are getting carried away every time. So it's just that the way we suffer, even other people suffer. So this is where the statement of Yashodhara comes in, that sometimes we need light of others, and sometimes others need our light. So always, the art of communication and the art of listening are the two most important things for the path of right relationship. Right relationship with ourselves, right relationship with other people. Just try doing this. uh, Sit and start talking to yourself, that start telling to yourself that you are an idiot, you are stupid, and you are this, you are that. Just start insulting yourself for 2 minutes and see what happens. Where do we end up? It's just that completely the messed up state. So eventually, when we do that to other people, or when other people does that to us, it's eventually the same. So instead, making this chain longer, it's not necessary. Prolonging this is just the waste of time. That's it. If situations are coming repeatedly, the suffering situations are coming repeatedly, it's just that we are wasting time. But end of the day, we will have an experience. Instead, doing that at the first stage, you just understand that, okay, out of suffering, people are talking. Out of the things that they have been in, the things that they have been through, they are just doing it. So once we are in this journey, once we are in this path, and once we are used to meditation, we come in a state that it's just that you start understanding people so clearly. Because what happens, you detach with with all your judgments, with all your emotions, with all your old belief patterns, which are actually making you think in that way which you are not supposed to. So here what happens, when that has been gone, you are completely clear. It's quite transparent, quite transparent. So in that state, what you do, you just be so kind. Nothing, only kindness. See how Gautam Buddha talks. Have you ever seen any of his trailers or movies or series, that you can just see that how kind words he always utters, or how kind he does. his communication. So it's just that only kind communication that can only happen when you understand the suffering that you are going through. When you understand your suffering, it's so quite common that you can even see the suffering of other people. Then you will never end up in clashes. So next one is something, yes, you can express your love and appreciation for others by using mantras and affirmations. Here mantras and affirmations are same. So mantras are not something that we continuously keep chanting, but mantras and affirmations are same here. So it's just that express love and appreciation for yourself first. Sit whenever you feel that your mind is not in your control, or your mind is not you're not connected to yourself. Then it's just that your mind is absent, or it's just roaming around somewhere. So in that state, what you do, just sit and calm yourself, just tune your mind and start telling it that you are the best creation that ever been. Start affirming in a positive way completely, so that you can leave all your insecurities. What happens is, every suffering, the side effects, just the way we have treatments, or medical treatments we have, right? So for every medical treatments, we will have some or the other side effects. So just the way, here every suffering leaves some side effects, some insecurities, some negative emotions, some triggerings. In that way it leaves some side effects. So what happens, they all get piled up with us, in us. So they even get carried away along, unless and until we are aware. So that is why they always say that we always have to be in complete awareness, to always check that, are we still carrying those side effects, or are we just leaving them, dissolving them? So that is all we have to check on. So just sit and start affirming yourself, and show all love, kindness to yourself first. So for that, he, for example, gives three affirmations, that it's always that, tell it to yourself that I am here for you, I am always here. So this, once you tell it to yourself, eventually you will be enough courageous to even share it with other people too. So when like, I can tell you just my own example, that I was very aggressive, I was very arrogant, because it's just that I was never satisfied with myself, with my own belief system, or with my own belief pattern. So what I always used to do is, whenever I am communicating with other person, or when I am just talking to other person, it was always that I used to judge them. It's just that I was judging myself, that I am like this, I am like that. So eventually what I started doing, I've started judging every other person. It's just that I kept on judging at a point that I myself got exhausted, that what am I doing? When I got exhausted, only in the awareness, when I analyzed, in one of my meditations it happened. When I was just analyzing that, okay, this is how my thinking pattern is, this is how my communication is, then I got exhausted with it. Oh god, how badly I am just maintaining myself. So that is not how it should be. It's just that you talk very good to yourself, just pamper yourself till wherever you can, to whichever extent you can, with all your kindness and love. So eventually you get to see everything around you. So these are the three affirmations. It's just that just a second. I am here for you, I know you are there, and I am very happy. Tell all these three for yourself, to yourself. I know you suffer. This is completely, this is why I am here for you. So it's just that, tell it to yourself, that's okay, you are suffering, but this is the first step to learn. Without suffering, we would have been in the same state, in the same dimension, in the same path or in the same thought process. Why? When is our mind changing? When is our thought process is changing? It's just that when we understand that okay, we are in suffering. Why does suffering comes? It's just that something which we could have been done in the awareness or in the pattern that it had to be done in, but we couldn't do. So in that cases only we get to see suffering. The unlearned lessons will be learned after the suffering. But to learn it, all we need is our awareness. If we don't have awareness, we will not have understanding. So suffering remains suffering with add-on sufferings. So it will become a chain. It has no limit. Just a second, let us get into our next slide. So this one is express love for yourself. Just the same again, express the love for yourself. And we have some more affirmations to just say that. It's always that when you the first one, that I need your help and support. This affirmation is my favorite affirmation, because whenever I am disconnecting from myself, whenever I see things not working around me or with me, I immediately sit, close my eyes for 2 seconds, and I start just telling that I need your help and support. Whose help and support? The God in me, the true innate nature. It has infinite power. I'll tell you one of the craziest example. It's like I always just when I just think about it, I still can't believe that was it true. That how did that happen? When I was in one of my final examinations, semester examinations, I have been studying over all night, and still I couldn't complete all the syllabus that was given to us. So what happened, I was left with one or two chapters, so I didn't know questions at all from those. So when I went in exam and I got the exam paper, and I have written everything except those two chapters, questions from those two chapters. And like in the initial days, I used to be like, okay, I don't know this, and I used to just try writing something else that I know relevantly. But after that, what I started doing, once I understood this logic, it's just that I used to sit, close my eyes for 2 minutes, that I had straight confidence that okay, my outer body, my brain might not know this answer, but the true innate self will know everything, so it should know the answer. So I used to connect to myself in that way, and eventually I used to get everything that the thoughts used to trigger continuously. Then what all thoughts I have been getting on the topic, or the knowledge I have been getting within myself, so I used to just put it on paper on the answer sheet, and eventually that used to be the correct one end of the day. So almost the last 2 years of my bachelor's, my btech, I just did that. Every answer, it was just out of my true innate nature. Then I understood, oh, this is that beautiful. Even in my interviews also, I started doing the same way. Whenever they gave me a problem statement, that which I don't know, or which I'm completely not aware of the approach, so it's just that I tell it to myself that I need your help and support right now. So just be alert and be in completely awareness, so that you can provide me all the solutions that I need. The moment I just say that, I come in all the into the right nerve moment, into this present situation, so that everything is going to get activated. Every cell in my body starts working so actively once I say that to myself. Then immediately it starts serving you. Your true innate self is, we are doing meditation, we are giving it food, so much cosmic energy and so much knowledge, only to serve us. Why it had to serve us? To take us to our destination. So it's just that you actually start from one place, and if you are planning to go to some other place, think of something that if you just go to your destination, but not in a in a way that which you're not supposed to go, so it's just waste of everything, right? So if you had to go to your destination, you had to go in a way that you wish you wanted to go, and it has to be in that way only, not in any other ways. So when that thing happens, it's just that everything will be waste of time. Aware, being unaware is just losing time, because on this planet Earth, everything matters and everything is being measured with time, right? Without time, nothing is being measured here. We need time to measure even our existence also, right? So on what do we count? We count on time. So it's very important to keep a check on that too. So in this moment, in this time, am I justifying myself, like am I doing something that has to be done? So the first one is, I need your help and support. This is the most beautiful statement. Whenever you are in any situation, any suffering, any struggle, or any uncertain situation, start telling it to yourself that I need all your help and support. Come help me. So one time, one of my beautiful experience, once I started seeing Gautam Buddha in me. So when I was just meditating, I just started seeing that his body started entering into the energy bodies were inclining together. So when it happened, I don't know, from that day I started feeling myself that my true innate self is Gautam Buddha. So it's just that I talk to myself like I'm talking to another person. In the initial days, my roommates used to get shocked that what is wrong with her? Why is she talking to herself? But it was so beautiful that from that experience I got to know many new things, many new things. With that knowledge, I couldn't stop just listening. I started writing everything, that what all I'm listening. So it's just that when you connect to some higher energy body, or when you see yourself, or when it's just the target. I always have a target, even in the spiritual journey too. Once I'm just trying to know about any of the higher energy bodies, when I was seeing Gautam Buddha, or trying to know about all his teachings and what all he did, then that was my target, that okay, I have to become Gautam Buddha now. So what do I do to become a Gautam Buddha? It's just that he says all we need is our mindfulness, right? So just being in that mindfulness and that practice through efforts, I really saw Gautam Buddha in me, the Buddha in me. So I was like completely shocked. Then I used to see that picture imprint completely, that as a Gautam Buddha. So I used to get shocked for that experience. Every time I was so eager to sit in meditation, so curious that okay, I have to meditate, and today how Gautam Buddha is going to communicate with me, and what all he is going to tell me. So I was very curious about all those. So that made me completely that helped me in serving. That actually serve me so much, that helped me in many ways, in many uncertain situations. If I face any uncertain situation, it's just that I ask my true innate self, the Gautam Buddha in me, to serve me with a solution, with the right knowledge to deal with that situation that eventually happens. But you should have the, when you have lot of clarity, that is only you, that time only you can believe on that instinct, or else you cannot believe. You will not have complete trust on yourself. So here all you need is lot of clarity. When you have clarity, it's so easy to trust. So trust is important to do such kind of functioning in you, even to be in mindfulness. Every time, it's just that because of seeing thoughts in the initial stages, what we do, we start taking it into the wrong direction, that I am unable to concentrate, I'm not being aware. So in this kind, in with this kind of thoughts, it's never that you can be in the mindfulness. Always that though you're not in mindfulness, it's okay. Now I will I will give all my true efforts to be in the mindful state. So you should have trust that yes, you can do. Not only Gautam Buddha, even you can do. Even I can do. Everyone can do that. Because that is all we are here for. So the second one is every time. this is a happy moment. This is a happy moment is a statement that first of all you should use it to yourself so that you can use it to other people with no judgment, with no blames. And this is one of the statement that when you utter it so confidently or with no judgment, it's that you have a very bigger and kind heart. It's not easy to say that this is a happy moment, right? Every situation we blame, every situation we judge, right? So it's just that these all are the common phrases that we see every day. But when you understand them, when you truly utter it to yourself before going to your bed, or by the time when you just wake up, then just take time for yourself 2 or 3 minutes and utter these words. Take time for it. When you take time for it, it's so true. You understand that yes, I am taking time for it. Then you actually understand what's the true meaning and what's the state you be in. So just try doing that. And you are partly right. It's a see, this is a happy moment is something completely based on unconditioned. Every moment is a happy moment. When you be in that unconditioned state, you can do this. That this is a happy moment. Every moment is a happy moment. You have to understand that even you got to take suffering as a positive thing, because it's all about learning. Without suffering there wouldn't be nothing. Today you are in this good position, good state, good mind state, stabilized state, only because all the sufferings you've been through, right? Without that you wouldn't have been here. So always whatever suffering is coming to you, thank it. I started doing that. First in the initial stages I used to blame and I used to judge that I never wanted suffering. I hate suffering, that why suffering is with me. But once when I was reading one of the Gautam Buddha's book, there I saw something that suffering never holds us, we hold suffering. Suffering comes, it's common, but we do not have, there is no rule that we have to hold it continuously, keep on worrying about it that I have suffering. Realize it, accept it, surrender to it. It is going to dissolve. So everything, when you do these three things, even suffering becomes an opportunity. That is something called miraculous thinking. The fourth type of thinking, there are four types of thinking, so that's the fourth type of thinking. So next one is you are partly right. You are partly right is a very diplomatic statement. But this statement, when do we have to use this statement? When someone is blaming us, or when someone is judging us, or even when someone is praising us, though it is positive or negative. If someone gives us a compliment or a complaint, you have to you have to just tell them that with a good smile and with a kind voice, that kind tone, that you're partly right. That's it, nothing else, though it's a compliment or a comment. So these are the three things that we have to utter it to ourselves. Even the third statement is also very important, that we have to do it for ourselves especially. Every time we are so confident with the belief patterns that we all we have been established till date, so we are very confident that yes, I am that, I am this, but it's never that. We are always partly right, we are never fully right. So we have to actually implement these three specially on ourselves. First, all the six statements, we got to do it only on ourselves. So the next one is you can nourish others with your loving speech by always being honest and compassionate. So these are the two most things that we hear throughout Gautam Buddha and Yashodhara's teachings, that honesty and compassionate. Honesty is something part of Gautam Buddha's teachings, and compassionate is something out of Yashodhara's. So honesty, without honesty there is nothing. Unless and until you be honest to yourself, you cannot be honest to anyone. And there is a good cling in this. When you don't be honest to yourself, you cannot understand the other person is being honest to you or no, irrespective of other people or other person being honest to you. But when you do not be to yourself, you cannot experience that honesty. All the positive qualities or all the positive characters that they are in here, it's completely that we need a lot of courage to experience them. Though honesty, no, though genuinity, or though being kind or giving a kind speech, so for everything we need a lot of courage. Without that we cannot do. Every positive or positivity needs a lot of courage. And the next one is compassionate. Compassionate is something, being motherly is compassionate. No matter what the other person is doing, no matter what the other person is shouting at you or whatever they do, it's just that you have to be compassionate, just merciful. That's it. Okay, that's it. Nothing else you got to do, just merciful. Even Dalai Lama says that instead being compassionate, we have got nothing to do. Compassionate releases lot of energies, positive energy especially. It's one of the most beautiful qualities that we actually have to uh, implement it in ourselves. So when you actually want to nourish a good loving speech, or when you just want to make a good communication with other people or nourishing communication, it's always that have a loving speech, always being honesty and compassionate. You need lot of honesty to be that. A group of people can create an effective and satisfying community by practicing mindfulness. Yes, this is the only topic that we actually have to discuss. Practicing mindfulness. It's only that mindfulness can make us connect to everyone, especially to ourselves. When we connect to ourselves, it's so easy. See, there are some features in Gautam Buddha and Adi Shankaracharya or Mahavtar Babaji or any higher being. Today we are calling them with a lot of genuinity and true determination. They are coming here to help us, right? The energy bodies are coming to us. How are they coming to us? How can they see us? How can they hear us? When we are calling them, how can they hear us? It's only that their practice of mindfulness, that they have practiced mindfulness that extent. So when you are completely mindful, you can even hear the things which your ears cannot hear. So that's the power of mindfulness. So basically, in my language, the definition of mindfulness is just making impossible things possible. That's it. That is how I actually take mindfulness. So what happens is, when you are mindful, you will never have clings, clashes, fights, rifts, nothing. Only healthy relationships, no misunderstanding, just kind words, kind speech, lot of love and compassion. That's it. So here he says is, a group of people can create an effective and satisfying community by practicing mindfulness together. So that is all we are doing, right? Every meditation energy circle is all about this, just practicing mindfulness. Practicing initially, what happened when we just meditated by ourselves, we were practicing mindfulness for ourselves, to connect to ourselves. Now what we are doing, to just experiment it the way, how can we actually connect to the other people, or how connecting is just understanding. That's it. So how do we understand the other people without judgments, without blaming, no emotions, nothing. So even Gautam Buddha says that we all need is detachment and nirvana. So detachment is nothing but not detaching from people. If that was the case, then he had to leave everything, right? Even instead of teaching, he had to leave everything, even the teaching too. But he took a charge that he treated everyone equally like his family. That is how today we are. still talking about his teachings and his dharma. So it's just that when you detach with your emotions, judgments, blaming, everyone becomes your family. Everyone. So no rules, nothing, no judgment. It's all the sweet words. So when it is dead, you will leave all your insecurities. So you do not have to worry about your relationships. So that is how we maintain a effective group and satisfying community. And yes, this is all about it. It's just that end of it, all we need is our mindfulness to understand and to be in the awareness. So at the end, all we need is our mindfulness, nothing else. So for everything, mindfulness is the only solution. Out of all this journey, what Gautam Buddha had learned, mindfulness. What Adi Shankaracharya had learned, mindfulness. What our Guru had learned, mindfulness. End of the day, everyone, though it can be different topics, different perception, but it is all mindfulness. Without mindfulness, we whatever we do is something that we are not supposed to do. So it's everything is trial and error. It's not no gunshot effort or no gunshot target. So that is how the unaware or not being mindful takes us to. So always practice being in mindfulness. So this is all about just art of speaking and art of communication. So nothing that we don't know. Everything we know, but it's just that as we are unaware and we are not mindful, we face difficulties to implement it in our daily life. So this is all about art of communication. So, thank you. And let me know if you have any questions on this or if you face any issues with the art of communication. So, we have 2 minutes for that. You can even put it in the text too. Thank you, Sushil sir. So, adding to the point, suffering makes to reduce karma. Suffering reduces karma. Karma is not something negative, it's even positive. Without karma, see, on this planet Earth, until our last breath, even breathing is a karma. So everything, the action is called karma. So what we do is instead having the karma in a good karma takes us to the blessings. Bad karma leads us to suffering. So what happens is when we actually do bad karma, it leads us to suffering. When we do good karma, it takes us to the blessings. So benefits and blessings. But what are we trying to do here is nullify everything. Not positive, not negative, just karma. That's it. So that is all. It is called no judgment. Yeah, Shri, looking forward for your challenge.
Good evening, good evening to all. Mike,
If you want, you can just switch on your mic and even speak.
I think can you able to hear me
Yeah,
very well?
just a second. I guess I'm unable to hear you. Uh, yeah, now you can talk. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening to you. Good evening to all. I have
Good
a
evening.
challenge in communication. Can you able to hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes. I can. Yeah.
The challenge is that when I want to handle people, that is, especially if we are too much of kind or nourishing, we cannot able to manage the people. Sometimes getting the work done, or sometimes we need to manage people in the workplaces. Okay, very kind and soft people take us as a ride actually. And the second thing, the biggest, sometimes I get emotionally upset is that when people does a repeated mistake actually. Then
Y-
if you tell many times same mistake they do it. See, as a law says, first time mistake we can forgive it and ask them to learn it. But doing the again and again the same mistake, sometimes we lose our control and stop feeling them actually. And the second thing they do, another make us to irritate is that they say that is no, it is you have said like this. They do the mistake and they said you have said it because as a conscious I know it, which is I have not done it actually, which I not says it. And they do
Right.
think they put the blame on us. So that time, how can we do a nourishing communication again? How can we take it that is as a really upset especially when you believe somebody and trust and repeatedly we do guide them. Then we
Right.
can help me to
That's a
manage my
beautiful, yes, that's a beautiful question. And that is like so common, right? We all go through that every day with some or the other person. So that's the most uncertain situation that we repeatedly be in. So now Shri has asked a question that, people do repeated mistakes, then in that scenarios also, how, and even added on to that, they blame us in return. So in that situations, how can we be nourishing and kind? So am I right? Is this your question?
yes, it's true. It's the same question that is same one. Yes, yes. So
Yes.
I look actually and I start thinking about all the time, and that is keep on repeating the spiral in my mind. And sometimes we have a negative feeling about that person actually, and it really damages the relationship, especially in the close circle, in nearest circle. It damages more. If other persons okay, we'll let them go, but the same person, same type of mistakes really damages them.
Right, right, right. I absolutely got your point. So, in this, we actually have to practice something that, irrespective that whatever their behavior is, irrespective that whatever their perception is, we should never leave an imprint or a judgment on some other person. So, it's just that here what happens is, if the person is consistently, or repeatedly doing the same mistakes, and then we are exhausted with them completely, and in that scenarios what we eventually do is we just think of that person, oh, this person is just like this and always giving me the most hardest time that I never had to be in. But in those kind of situations, it's always that no matter what, be your true nature, no judgments, nothing, just whatever they do, be with your kind and nourishing thoughts. Because I'll just tell you an example of Gautam Buddha, that being a king or a prince, he had to take many uncertain situations, people commenting, shouting, throwing him out of their environments, and he took everything just with a kind smile. So with that, what happens is, your honesty is required there. So you just have to give it a thought for yourself that whatever they do, irrespective, that is not going to give me anything. It's just that they are partly right and I am partly right. Everyone, like how we are suffering or how we are just feeling uncertain with their situations, eventually they are facing some uncertain situations with some other things. So that is why they are actually doing it. It's everything is just lack of awareness. The other person who is creating uncertain situation is because lack of awareness. And we now we are practicing it, then we should practice lot of awareness. So in that process, what happens is eventually we actually face some difficulties that we cannot accept people doing it consistently or repeatedly. But what we have to do is take all the charge on yourself, that I am not wasting time on clinging to this person or clinging to that situation. Both of them are completely powerless without my involvement. So only this statement you have to put it, carry it always with you, that everything is just powerless without our involvement. So if we just keep continuously thinking about it, or if we just continuously worrying about it, it's just that we are strengthening that thought that they are like that. So eventually they become like that. I will tell I can share just one of my example that what actually happened. One to one Like with one of my very closest person, like very dearest person, uh, my friend. So what she did, friends, like we have so much family, like so much attachment we have, and so much connection we have, and everything is like fair and transparent, we keep discussing. But there were some uncertain situations that she actually put me in. And today morning, I think that incident had happened. So this discussion, me and my mom were discussing about that person, that that person did like this, and she put us in complete uncertain situation that we never wanted to be, and my mom was little angry about it. But with this practice, when I was in initial stages, I used to be like, bang their head, literally. I was in that stage. But today morning, I myself went to my mom and told her that you do not have to worry about it, everything is just powerless. Because if that person is giving you uncertain situation, it's just that they are unaware completely. For them, clinging to that, you do not have to lose our awareness, we do not have to lose our awareness. It's just that in the new energy, there is an angel called Tobias. He always says that the jack is confused, the Gautam Buddha in me or in you is confused unless and until he reaches its final destination. So, final destination is mindfulness or awareness. So, unless and until the mindfulness or awareness is stabilized, these situations keep coming. So, every situation you have to learn. Sri Garu, here all you have to learn is just that the other person is trying to teach us patience. That's it. All we have to do is be patient, and just no matter what they are doing, everything is powerless without our involvement. So never strengthen uncertain situations or uncertain thoughts with our involvement. Let them do. Okay, first time they do, second time they do, even after a point they themselves get exhausted doing that. If you just react for what they are doing, it's just that you are strengthening or you are maintaining that karmic bond. So, to break that bond, to dissolve that bond, there is only one thing that we got to do: stay reactionless. No matter what they do, that's okay. Just be with it. If I think it's going to take, some little more work for us, or in profession wise, in the team, or coming to the personal relationships, it is going to give us bad mood, and it's just that spoiling relationships among everyone and with everyone. So yes, it leads to such kind of scenarios, but you do not have to worry about it. No one is going to take your privilege, take my privilege, or no one is going to take your pain or my pain. So privileges, pains, and powers cannot be taken out by anyone without our involvement. We involve, it's done. We ourselves have gave them, we opened the doors for them to access our power. So that is why Gautam Buddha says, right? No judgment, no involvement, non interference. So the non-interference is the word that our Guru Brahmarshi Patriji Garu always says. You do not have to just worry about it. So only thing is practice mindfulness. Just in your meditation, uh, start practicing that. No matter what, whenever you get such kind of thought, how do you start is, I can just give you a simple technique on this. When you are meditating, just start it from yourself. Whenever you see that person, you might get the same thought that okay, they are like this, they are like that. But what you do when you get that thought, it is all your responsibility to change its perception. That no, that person might be like that, maybe due to his situations and scenarios. We never know what they are going through. They might do it wantedly, or it's like Even they might be in the suffering, or sometimes it's just that wantedly they do. But that's okay. You do not have to worry about their concerns or their reasons behind it. What, if you do something, it's always that you have to pay for it. If they do, they eventually end up paying for it. End of the day, everything is learning. So paying for it, what do we get? We learn out of it. So it's just that whenever you get that thought for yourself, you see that person, you change that thought. You yourself take a charge on you, that whenever you see that person, no, that person is good. It's just that they are unable to deal with that situation. There is so much, when we have lot of suffering in us, we cause suffering in the outer world. So they might have so much suffering, we never know, like the way we have it. So irrespective of whatever they do, it is all your true innate nature and stabilized awareness that you should possess to deal with such situations, or every situation. We need to possess lot of awareness. So that is all we require, is required here. I think, did I answer your question, Srikaru?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. You're truly right, actually. And okay, I have to only people also you can continue with it. And if possible, if I have some more questions, I'll ask you one to one.
Right.
Whatever to order. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. So do we have any other questions for the day? So yep, I think we are done with today's art of communication. So, see you all tomorrow with a new topic. Thank you so much, everyone. So, our three principles that we actually follow: the first is always be a vegetarian, and second one is always meditate, be in the meditative state, no judgment, nothing. So, the third thing is keep checking yourself that how far you are improving your awareness. Okay, so these are the three things that we got to follow. So, see you tomorrow. Bye bye, and good night, and good morning.